In anime tower defense games, there are always units that stand at the pinnacle of the respective game they're from. For games like Anime Guardians, they have Guardian rarity units. For Anime Vanguards, they have Vanguard rarity units. And for the game I'll be talking about today, Anime Last Stand, has godly units. Like I said before, these units are supposed to be the best of the best, and most are. However, there are some that fall a little flat, and today I will be ranking all of these godly units to figure out which is the worst and the best. Keep in mind, this tier list is very biased and subjective, and the way I'm ranking these godlies is by judging how well they do in modern content. One last thing before we get into the video, guys. We are really close to 5,000 subscribers, so if you like anime tower defense content, please consider subscribing. Well, the yapping out of the way, fellas. Let's get right into it. So I think I'm going to rank these godly units in release order. So starting with Escanor. Where do I put him? Now keep in mind, Escanor and Dio, I'm both going off of their soul counterparts. So like the version of Escanor you get whenever you have the soul equipped to him. I think he goes to great. I think he's really good. Like really solid. I mean, he's effective against grass and water units. He attacks the entire map at all times, which is huge, by the way. Unlimited range is massive for a unit like Escanor. He's got some support here and there with a fire damage over time unit. So if you run like one of the new extreme boost units like Genos, Betty Maru is still pretty solid with Escanor, even though he's a few weeks old now. The Who Decided That ability is absolutely incredible. And now I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure it's the only ability in the game that revives you. I could absolutely be wrong with that assessment, but even if it's not the only ability that can do that, it's one of very few. And then the one ultimate ability is also really solid. It's not like crazy, but it's still really good, super strong. Now I will say his SBA being 7.2 seconds is rather tough, man. Like that is a very long time between attacks, especially in this day and age. But I mean, you could run people to lower that SBA. Like you can work around that if you bring the right team. And if you do end up bringing that team, then I think he goes up into meta. But if we're just ranking them just like standalone, do I want to rank it off of teams? Because that means like Simone would also be ranked rather low. He needs a team. Nah, even if you lower Escanor's SP, I think he's still just in great. I don't think he's like crazy meta or anything. Still very good though. Okay, the next godly is Sukuna. He's unusable. He's terrible. He might be the worst godly on this list, man. He's really bad. Yeah, like where do we even begin? His whole power vows passive is a joke. It is a joke of a passive. Even at the time he released, I don't know why they made it like this. Having them like cycle out and him losing stuff once he gets to vow 3 and 4, I think is what happens. Or maybe when he just resets, he loses them all. That shouldn't be a thing. He should just keep all the vows permanently, including the 4th one, which unlocks the world slash ability, which is his best nuke. The other 2 nukes he gets are very bad. They are not good. The nukes do the same amount of damage that Simone does just on his regular attacks. Even with glitched and glorious, he's only doing 517 million damage, and he has a ridiculously long SBA. So he's only doing 80 million damage per second. Obviously, he does have some crit chance and crit damage stuff, so it's not exactly that low. But I mean, guys, I don't know, man. Like, I guess the good positives about this unit is he has high range, but I mean, dude, like every unit nowadays has high range. Like, Sukuna is not special, and he honestly never has been. It's kind of unfortunate, dude. Like, this unit as a whole has had a history of just being mediocre. He's always been the worst godly. He's always been super expensive. When he first released, he wasn't full AoE on placement, which back then was make or break for a unit, and he didn't get that until like 4 months after his release. The devs hate Sukuna, man. I think they just hate Jujutsu Kaisen units in general because they're all bad except for Gojo. And I guess Todo was pretty good whenever he first came out, but yeah, man, not great. He's going in unusable. All right, next up is Dio, I believe. Now, Dio is an interesting unit just in general. He has so many moving parts, man. With his soul, with bringing Jotaro, gets some additional damage and makes him full AoE, which is just, that's really where the sauce is at with Dio, man. I think I decided I am going to be like taking into account their best teams because for someone like Dio, it like elevates him to a whole different level when you bring him with Jotaro. Off placement, making them both full AoE, giving Dio multiple different time stops. He's already built around like the whole time stop mechanic, but giving him even more of those. Dio also lowers SBA in his range, so if you bring anybody, he's going to be buffing them. That's really good support. I'm a big fan of support units, fellas. You guys will notice that. He also has 2 abilities that could be better in my opinion. Road Roller is really good, basically just a time stop, but also kind of a mini nuke. Like it's only 10 times damage, which isn't too much, but the time stop is nice, and it's only a 40-second cooldown, so it's going to be back up almost immediately. And then the Overheaven special, which is much worse in my opinion, but still okay. Just another time stop. I mean, am I crazy for putting Dio in like meta, bro? Like, Dio is so good with Jotaro, man. He is so good. More people need to use this unit, dude. I don't know, man. I'm gonna put him in great. I definitely think he's in great. I think he just has too many moving parts. Like you're kind of forcing yourself to bring a lot of stuff and acquire a bunch of other stuff. Dio already takes forever to get. Not only do you have to get Dio, you have to get his soul, and then you have to get extreme boosted Jotaro to make everything work. I think it's just a lot of work for people. Too much and good consciousness to put him in meta. Now Ichigo is a very good unit. He's like the complete opposite of what Dio is. Where Dio has a bunch of moving parts, you need a bunch of stuff to get him to work. Once you do get him working, he's good. But Ichigo, you just get him, you place him down, you auto his ability, and he just does work, right? Just pure damage. And he was the king for a long time, man. I think he was one of the best godlies in the game until about the Part 7 update for JoJo's when Johnny was introduced. I think that was the time when Ichigo kind of fell off a little bit. But honestly, dude, he's still okay. Like, he still is almost doing a billion damage, which is crazy, dude. This unit is old, man. And he can still kind of keep up. And he's doing a ton of crit damage, so he actually does break a billion damage as well. Wow. Dude, I think he's just in good, man. I don't think he's on the level of Dio or Escanor, but I gotta give him props, man. I mean, he's so simple. He is so easy to use. But I gotta put him in good, man. I have to. He doesn't do enough. Like, he is just a lot of damage and some status effects and stuff. Don't get me wrong. And a really good godly still. Not anywhere near Sukuna. Like, Sukuna's all the way down. Where am I placing Goku? I mean, he's either unusable or bad. He's kind of a cool unit though. Like, I don't want to place him in unusable just because how cool he is, just like what he does. When this unit gets an extreme boost or a soul, he is going to be ridiculous, by the way. His like kit is already kind of modern. Like, he has a very good kit with like a pretty good nuke, nothing like crazy, but it's not like Sukuna where you're basically you're punished for using the nuke and it's all that stuff. Like, realistically, I feel like Goku would be really good if you just give him a stat boost. Like, I think he's still usable, but nah, he probably doesn't keep up in these stages. I gotta put him in unusable, man, for sure. But the Spirit Bomb nuke is really cool. The fact that you like have to like press a button in order to get it to work is pretty fire, man. I honestly, I can't wait for this guy to get an extreme boost or a soul. He's gonna be really good. Wukong, I think, belongs in great along with Dio and Escanor. Oh, and by the way, I'm gonna like organize this at the end from like left to right, so don't worry about that until the very end. Wukong, I actually really like the way this unit is designed because it gives the player a choice. Do you want to do the clone defusion thing, which I think is always just like the go-to thing, but maybe you want to save some cash, you know, which I think is awesome. I think that's awesome at giving the player a choice to either keep the clones or just do the clone diffusion thing and get like the 1.16 billion damage or whatever, right? His clones just do so much stuff too, man. He does so many like status effects. Wukong is really solid. His damage is kind of lacking nowadays, but I think he belongs at the very end of great. I think that's a perfect spot for him. I could see maybe the argument being made that he should be in good tier, but I disagree. All right, Sunjin Woo time. Hot take, I hate using this unit. Anytime I've ever been forced to use this unit, I always have a really bad time with it. Call me brain rotted, call me whatever you want, man. I do not like pulling up like the system index thing. For the first like 2 weeks this unit was out, the whole thing was like completely broken. Just not a fun unit to use, and I think that should drop him a tier. He's good, right? But even his like shadow index thing where you summon all of his shadows and stuff, I don't even think like that's that good. Like, I think they should be permanent spawns, kind of like how he was originally. I think that's a good start if they were to buff Sunjin Woo, make his spawns completely permanent. And of course, whenever you max out his system, you get his like nuke thing that doesn't work for some reason on bosses. That's another thing they should take away. They should make that work on everything. It takes so long to get to that point anyway. Let me use the Cup of Rebirth and one-hit bosses. Even though I have personal grudge for this unit, I still think he's in great tier. I think he's very comparable to Wukong. Oh, by the way, I think I said bosses whenever I said the Cup of Rebirth. It does work on some bosses, not like the big like, I don't know what you would call it, like event bosses basically, or like Gilgamesh in the boss rush. Doesn't work on him for some reason. Fix that, man. He needs to be able to one-hit everybody. You're setting your cash to 0, destroying all your units like that. That needs to be like the final ability. Who released after Sunjin Woo? Was it Luffy? Yeah, I think so. Luffy's bad. I'm gonna make an argument here. His stats are horrible. Like, he is in the unusable category as far as damage goes and everything else goes, but his support is good enough to where you can still probably run him, especially his leader skill. Permanently slowing any enemy that enters the map by 15% and then cause them to take permanently 5% more damage is a very strong leader skill. And that's why I assume they haven't like reworked him or added a soul to him, because that leader skill would be very good if Luffy himself was really good. He also has like stun immunity, which is something, I guess. But I mean, you're not using Luffy for his offensive prowess, just his support, man. Which I think his support is great. Like I love the permanently slow enemies part. He also has a bunch of like status effects that he does after every attack. Like Luffy is in the same boat as Goku, where like he has a very good kit. It's just his stats, and the kit would need some reworking, just a little bit, just up the stats a little bit here and there. And Luffy is going to be very good whenever he gets his extreme boost, same as Goku. Also, he has a nuke, which is very good for what like the time where this guy was out. Like he was ahead of his time with this nuke, man. The deal 500 billion damage plus 75% of Luffy's total dealt damage. Now, I like this nuke. What I don't like about it is that it has a unlimited cooldown. Like it has a 1 million second cooldown. You can only use this once per match. This needs to be lowered to 1000 seconds. If they lower this to 1000 seconds, up to the damage to like 10 trillion, maybe even higher than that, and then 75% of Luffy's damage, incredible unit. That's really all he needs. I'm telling you, the leader skill carries this unit farther than I think people give him credit for. Really good leader skill.
All right, Garo's up next. Easy meta. Easiest meta on this whole list, probably.
No. Simone's better, but Garo is so good, man. There's no argument for him to be out of meta. I mean, what can I say that other people haven't, man? This is a unit that just does so much, dude. He does so much with what he has. So much damage, so much attacking, so much range, so much crit damage, so much crit chance. He's just amazing. I love Garo. He's great. Really easy to use as well. Like it's not like he's literally just good on his own. You don't need to bring anything else or anybody else. Doesn't need a soul, doesn't need anything. Just extreme boost him. He goes crazy, bro. He does kind of suck in the beginning. Like he is not a good early game godly. However, every other unit on this list is in the same boat except for Dio. Dio is a really good early game godly. So I think that warrants Garo being in meta, man. I don't think anybody has any qualms with that. Shinra also goes to meta. Everything I said about Garo is true with Shinra. Shinra actually does more than Garo. Shinra just does literally everything in the game if you keep on activating his elemental grace ability. He'll just do everything. Nukes, low SBA, more damage, more range. I don't think there's a single thing that this unit lacks. He's good at literally everything. I will say the one negative thing I have to say about Shinra is basically the same thing I said about Garo. The early game for this unit is pretty bad. If you get unlucky and get the wrong like elemental grace passives, yeah, that's not ideal for him. But it's not like, I don't think that'll ever lose you a run. It'll just be a little bit of a slow start. But once you start like getting the ball rolling with Shinra, man, he just like Garo, just carry on his own. He doesn't need any team, any matchups, anything. Doesn't need anything. Watch him go. Does every single ability in the game, or effects rather, not ability. Yeah, really good unit. Who's next, man? This is where my memory gets a little bit foggy when it comes to godlies. I think it's Gilgamesh. He's good. So similar to Luffy and Goku, Gilgamesh's kit is very modern. It's very good. He's got a good kit. Does a ton of effects whenever he attacks, whenever you fully upgrade him. Because that's the worst part of Gilgamesh, in my opinion. His early game is awful. You will lose runs if you are just using Gilgamesh, which I don't know why you would just be running Gilgamesh, but yeah, his damage is sort of lacking, especially in modern content. Like I think he really fell off with like the Hunter x Hunter update. I think that was like the Gilgamesh fall. But I mean, they literally just need to drop a soul that increases his base damage, and this unit will be right back to where he was pretty substantially too, because his kit is amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Like the nuke that he gets where it's like deal 10,000x current damage, like dude, if they just give him more damage, if he can get up to like 5 billion or something like that, like that's great. But unfortunately, he's not there yet. I think he's in good. Same tier as Ichigo. I think that's fair. I think Denji can either go in good or bad. I think he's worse than Gilgamesh, but better than Luffy for sure. This is another unit that suffers from what I'm going to dub the Sukuna problem. He basically has the same mechanic as Sukuna's vows, where he cycles through different status effects, except it's a little bit better because with Sukuna, it was time-based, his is attack-based. But really, he should just get these buffs permanently, man. I don't know what was the obsession with making stuff like this unit will be temporarily good and then horrible. Well, back then it wasn't horrible, but he doesn't even have a nuke. You know, he's just not very good. I mean, he's better than Luffy, but even his base stats are bad, man. This unit sucks.
That's crazy. Why did they make Denji so bad? He came right after Gilgamesh. He should be better than Gilgamesh.
And he's like substantially worse, I think. Okay, Furin, I'm pretty confident in putting her in good territory. Good or great. She's just doing so much, man. Like, she is really good. She even has like a ton of damage. Yeah, no, she for sure deserves to be in great. The whole golem thing is super good. She has a nuke, which 7.5 trillion damage isn't that insane. But I mean, not only does it
time stop, it also rewinds enemies and extinguishes them for 30 seconds. That's pretty good. And she specifically buffs nature units as well as just regular units. Dude, this unit's really good. She's for sure and great. Okay, now we're getting to the units that I really know and like. Johnny, controversial opinion, meta. Best early game godly in the game. I love this unit. He's my most used unit. I use him on literally every single team. He's incredible. Even though I love Johnny a lot, I do have to point out his flaws, and that is his overall damage. It is bad. With the Herbal Tea active ability, it gets better. You're not using Johnny for his damage, like, at all. Tusk does also help, but I don't know. Both, if you combine both their damage, it's not that insane. It's really Johnny's support. The fact that he makes the enemies walk back whenever they leave his range. He has his wormhole ability, which also forces the enemies to walk back. If you are a new player and you are watching this video, get Johnny Joestar. He is so good. All right, Naruto time. Another easy meta, I think. He has sort of fallen off, but he's not in Dio or Escanor territory just yet. He's close though. He's really close to being out of the meta, I think. The more and more godlies they rework, the more and more Naruto I feel like loses his value, because he was super good whenever he first came out. He was super unique. He was like the first Garo. Like, he just did everything, man. He supported, he did damage. And when I mean he did damage, he did so much damage. This unit was completely broke the meta for this game. In my opinion, this was like this was the beginning of the end. With like, ALS already had crazy numbers, but this dude broke that. And he'll be usable forever pretty much with the life drain ability, which he just basically takes a percentage of health away from the enemies. Very good. I mean, not much else to say, man. Naruto's great. And the final godly in today's video, Simone, just came out like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. I think he's pretty bad, man. Just kidding. Easy meta. His one flaw is the fact that he isn't full AoE, which you can change if you use Ladies Man. Just bring Ladies Man along, and yeah, he'll make Simone have lower SP as well as be full AoE. And how much Simone costs, that's another flaw. But you don't need to fully upgrade him. You just need to get him to his like upgrade 12 or upgrade 11, which is like 2 million, and he'll be doing like 500 billion damage a second or whatever. It's ridiculous, man. Simone is crazy, ridiculously strong. Is the grind worth it for him? Yeah, I think so, but it's not fun. It is not a fun grind. Oh, wait a minute, I just realized I forgot Rimuru. Whoops. Okay, my bad. Rimuru I think is also meta. Really, like, this is my most hated godly design for a unit, by the way. I do not like using Rimuru at all. Very boring, very unfun. Just bring 2 rare units and you wait like 200 seconds between sacrificing, or like 70 seconds. It's so boring, man. I wish they would find a way just to make the unit a little bit more accessible, but whatever. Rimuru is still meta, very strong. Not as strong as Simone, but still very strong. Now, how would I like actually like rank them? Hold on, let me organize the list. Okay, yeah, I think this is how I want to make the list. I think this is pretty accurate. Johnny being the 3rd best godly in the game might be a little controversial. I genuinely think he is, though. Like, this isn't like rage bait or something. He is so good, dude. And like one of the only early game godlies in the game. It's like him and Ichigo, but Johnny just does everything Ichigo does way better in every single way. Every single time I use any team, I use Johnny. That's why he is in that 3rd position. And then Rimuru's last, by the way, because I hate the way this unit is designed, dude. Like, genuinely, I think Rimuru as a design is so boring, dude. And it's just there to, I don't know why they made Rimuru this way. It makes no sense. Like, it is needlessly complicated. I don't know why. Complicated isn't the right word. It's just drawn out. And honestly, most of the time you don't even need to get it maxed out Rimuru. It's just bad. Ooh, actually, I'm gonna put Dio ahead of Escanor. I do like Dio a little bit more. I'm a big Dio fan. Specifically when you run him with Jotaro, though. Like, Dio with Jotaro, fire lineup. I was kind of surprised at how good Frieren was as well. I've never used this unit. Like, I got her and I never used her. I didn't even know what she did, but I loaded into a couple runs and I was using her. I was like, dang, she's pretty solid, man. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, fellas, this is my definitive godly tier list. Let me know if you guys would change anything. I think this is pretty solid. I don't think this is very much discourse is gonna go on with this. Maybe the Johnny in the 3rd slot, I already know. That's gonna make a couple people upset, dude. He's just the GOAT, man. He's the GOAT, dude. He's been dominating the game for like 4 months, dude. What a beast. That's LeBron level longevity, man, in ALS.